Well, hello, lovely humans. Welcome to another XFM Friday with moi, Mandy Kane Lane. Apparently that became a name. I don't know. Just call me Mandy. It's fine. Anyway, Series 2, Episode 13 with the three guys that just put them in a room and they're hilarious. Amazingly. I don't know how they do it. It's just naturally funny people and I absolutely freaking love them. So good stuff. Anyway, November 16th, time free zone. Sorry. That is so cute. Don't worry about it. Thank you. I appreciate it. There was no way of you knowing that would stress me out so much because last time Rusty put a timer to end the episode, it just freaked me out because I'm not normal. Anyway, Rusty Dog, this little guy, it's so cute. I love the little icon. Anyway, Rusty Dog makes the video format of this for me, so I appreciate it, as always, very much. Just, it adds to the experience, and I love it. Anyway, I think I've rambled enough. I think we can start, yeah? I think we're good.
Foo Fighters.
Okay.
All My Life on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with
back up.
Steve Merchant. And Carl Pilkington. Indeed. Genius Carl Pilkington.
I'm sorry. That's not going to make sense to a lot of you, but that's a Taskmaster thing of an episode I just watched. Backup Rainbow. That's hilarious. I need that as a shirt. Yep. I think I said that before. I need it as a shirt. Dude, I want that shirt. Oh, that's good. I'm going to look into having one made, dude, because that just looks
4.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with Steve Merchant. And Carl Pilkington.
Indeed.
Genius Carl Pilkington, as Heat magazine said.
Really? Is that what he's referred to now?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Genius. Saying about people
Totally
tuning
true.
in just to hear his games, such as
That was a good review.
Educating
That was
Ricky.
awesome.
Have you got some Educating Ricky for me?
Got some education.
I need some education, Carl.
That's
I
kind of like
desperately need some education. I want to learn about...
I don't know if you guys saw, but I guess yesterday I posted on the community tab that, you know how he said that snails were eating the stamps, like the glue off the stamps and stuff. There was trouble, and there was it was in the news a couple days ago, or I don't know when, that they had to close down some post boxes or whatever because the snails were eating the mail. So, you know what, Ricky? You're a fool. Every time you try to say, Carl's an idiot and he has no idea what he's talking about, you're a fool, sir. And I love when there's evidence that proves, it's not so much that proves Carl right, it's when it proves Ricky wrong. That's the part I enjoy the most. Just because of how much he took the piss out of Carl, and I just love that. By the way, I'm loving the colors. I love colorful things. I've loved rainbows since I was like 3. Half my drawings were rainbows, and I'm just loving the colors, Ben. So thank you for that.
Chinese kids that are born hairier than average.
Yeah.
I want to hear about deaf girls that can hear after their mum hits their head against a wall. These are the things I need to know.
I don't wish to be disrespectful. He doesn't look like a genius.
He doesn't look like a
But then
genius.
I don't know what a genius looks like.
Exactly.
So,
Steve.
I don't want to be an unfair.
Look at
There you go.
Einstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mum thought he was mental as a child.
Where'd you get that information from?
That was in the Einstein book.
But it was
There
in
you
the
go.
Einstein book, then it's presumably true.
Which Einstein book is that? His Theory of Relativity?
The big book of Einstein stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the big bumper book of Einstein stuff. It's for a coach trip, and you have to fill in E equals MC1 squared, 2 fish, or 3 hello, and then it's multiple choice, and you fill it. It's great. It's
Did his mum
brilliant.
think, A, he was a genius, B, mental?
Most people go for A, but it is in fact B. She thought he was mental at the age of 28. Oh, Carl, you never let me down. You never let me down. So have you got Educating Ricky for me?
We've got Educating Ricky coming up.
Is he not going to defend himself? Because I'm pretty sure that's the part. It's a very famous, well-known fact that Einstein didn't speak until after 4. I think it was. That's my memory. That's not the facts being wrong. That's me being wrong. But I think it was after 4, and that's late. Or was it 6? I can't remember, but it was late, for a child to start talking. So, a mom would be concerned. I don't know if mental is the word. I know how they're using it. I know what it means and stuff. But, I don't know. I don't know what the word would be, but yeah, I'm pretty sure his mom was concerned.
Busters.
We've got Rockbusters.
Great
As seen and talked about in Heat.
in Heat magazine.
It's got really tough this week now. We're not messing about anymore.
Right.
Got some good prizes.
Absolutely, yeah, we'll talk about those later. Because, I mean, was it last week that you had the classic? Was it, I can't remember, I'm paraphrasing, Carl, apologies. Something like, I'm here in Texas, I've fallen in a puddle, and my knee has got wet.
Yeah. Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
That was
Whitney
one of my
Houston.
favourites.
Yeah.
Also, it was last
was
week
so
when there was a
good.
little bit of confusion over the one for Holly Valance.
Of
right?
course.
I
I don't think it was confusion, I think it was your error.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
And it
because-
was Holy Valance, and you meant Pelmet.
Then
One.
Becky, who called up that time and said, "Oh, if you're getting mistaken with Pelmet, right?" She sent me an email in a week saying, "I've done a bit of research.
Yeah.
It was my fault. I've made an error.
Yeah.
It is a Valance,
Okay.
and I know about Valances. As I told you last week, at the very end, my auntie loves them."
Yeah.
Right? She,
there was no time.
She makes
Okay.
them. She started off just like putting them on top of the sort of window around the curtain. And then she thought, oh, I can do more with this. And she had a little coffee table that had magazines underneath, and she said, I'm sick of seeing them magazines when I'm sat down.
She sounds like a Pilkington. So.
She added a skirt to the table.
I'm sick of seeing them magazines when I sit down.
So she put a Valance round the table.
Yeah.
She just got Valances around everything now.
Yeah.
Then, next step, she tapes everything. She never actually watches telly, she tapes it all. Because she gets sick of listening to
I was imagining a house with just a bunch of random stuff taped to the walls. Like, oh, where are the scissors? Oh, they're taped in the kitchen. Oops. Okay. Amazingly, his makes more sense. All
the
right.
advert, watches telly, she tapes it all. Because she gets sick of listening to the adverts and that.
Yeah.
So she tapes everything. So she's got loads of videotapes and that. And the video used to get on her nerves. When she was watching a film, she'd see the clock changing.
Oh.
And it distracted her from the film, so she put a Valance round that.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah.
So,
That is really...
Or is it mental?
Oh,
Only Mrs. Einstein can tell
I
us.
don't know. She's even made a little Jack Russell look like a hovercraft.
If you
It's
stand still,
great.
that's
So
it.
everything's got a balance.
If you go round and you stand still for too long, the chances are you get a
She'll put a
Valance around your head.
Yeah.
This is this is Auntie Who,
And Nora.
and this is the one that farted for 5 minutes.
She did.
Lest our listeners forget.
Lest we
Farted for 5 minutes. Called his mum, saying I'm
Let's not
farting.
forget.
2 minutes into the fart.
She said about 2.5 minutes
Rusty, I love that.
God.
She said I'm about 2.5 minutes
Wait.
into it.
Does the rusty part mean you drew that, or it's? I don't know. With the balance on top. You got the VCR and the you got it all. You got it all. That's awesome. I mean, it's an awesome recreation of what's being
in. Mum said how
told.
She said about 2.5 minutes in.
God.
She said I'm about 2.5 minutes into
Well,
the
my
fart.
mum said how long's it been going on for? She said, well, it was about 2.5 minutes before I called you.
Yeah.
And then it went on for a further 2.5 minutes or something. And
She timed
then
it. I loved
stopped.
it.
And,
She
love
couldn't
it.
time it because there was a balance over the clock.
Yeah,
She used to
couldn't
annoy
time
her
it,
when she was
yeah.
on the phone. You put her off seeing
So
the time.
she was
guessing it was 5 minutes.
This was one consistent fart.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't making a noise. It was just...
Oh, it wasn't making a noise.
Just gas.
I absolutely freaking love that he's confirming things as if it were him. Like, how do you know? I know people talk and stuff, but I love that whatever question, what did it smell like? And he'll be like broccoli. Like, instead of saying, I don't know, it wasn't me, this is something I heard. I love how he just puts himself in the place where it's his story now.
Right, endless gas.
So, there you
That's
go.
fantastic. Well, we started off with a new one. A little bit of Foo Fighters. We like new and old on this show, don't
Indeed,
we?
we like to mix it up.
I'd like to play to the Smiths from their debut album, I Don't Owe You Anything. I Don't Owe You Anything. The lads from
That was a quick
Carl's
song.
hometown, indeed. The Smiths. Brilliant, that one. Wow, I went to Manchester, didn't I, the other day? Went up to Manchester for
What
a
did you
little
make of
corporate. It was alright.
Yeah.
He went, wait till you get out, you see Piccadilly, it's better than Euston. Right. It was. You know, it was nicer. I went outside and there was a ridiculous queue, and sort of one cab.
Right, yeah.
So,
Horse-drawn.
Yeah. And so I walked, and it was okay. It was only down the road. It was a bit dark. It was wet and raining.
Obviously, it's the north.
I know, yeah. The hotel was very nice, but no minibar. I've never seen that before. I've travelled all over the world seeing them in a hotel without a minibar.
No,
so I don't know what's going on then. I don't know what's going on there. And then I did this corporate gig in Old Trafford. The pitch was up. I don't know what they were doing, but very impressive, big impressive. I think they're Richey's football club, aren't they, Carl?
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I just, like, maybe an hour ago, when I was warming up some food, I was just scrolling Instagram, and there was a lady with young kids that had a hotel room, and she's like, okay, I don't know what happened. We booked this hotel room, and right outside the window, there is I think it was Blackpool match, and you're like, okay, you expected to see it like far away or something, and she opens, and it's literally this perspective. She draws the blinds, and or the curtains, and it's like right there. It's like if she was in the last row. How do you have a hotel that's just like right up against it's in the stadium. It's part of the stadium. That's crazy. That's crazy. Everybody was saying, obviously, the dad booked it well and whatever. And she changed rooms. Everybody was so mad that she wanted to change rooms. But it just reminded me, because it looked exactly like that. And this is pretty much the story he's telling. And that's just, I don't know. That sounds weird.
This corporate gig in Old Trafford. The pitch was up. I don't know what they were doing, but very impressive, big impressive. I think they're Richey's football club, aren't they, Carl?
Yeah.
You did a gig at where?
Yep.
Old Trafford. It was in a function room.
Oh,
there,
well, I thought it was the stadium.
No, I'm not that big yet. No. But I mean, I can't really comment on Manchester. I do know that Liverpool was voted most important music city via poll.
True enough.
So, Carl, you're making noises while I'm talking.
Yeah, but you do this all the time, trying to wind me up. And I'm not saying Manchester's the best place in the world.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, there's bits of it that I really miss.
Yeah.
Like last Sunday, right? When I'd met up with Richey. We had spaghetti bolognese, which was alright. And then I said to her, I need some soil.
Damn, I wish you'd invited me. It sounds amazing.
So I need some soil. What do you think?
You need some what? Soil?
Soil, yeah.
I need to repot a plant, right?
Yeah.
So,
you need to repot a plant?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
So,
What's wrong
I'm
with
like,
that?
where you can't see these shops in London.
You can't
Do you know what I mean?
buy
There's nothing around.
I took him straight to one in my street.
Yeah, but near your street, and that's probably the only one in London.
Well, you say that, Carl.
No, it does annoy me. Round my way, it's like, you know...
You can't move for soil shops.
You can't. There's earth. You can just pick up handfuls walking down the street.
Yeah, incredible.
Which
People
is-
just lean over into someone's front garden.
No,
You
yeah.
can take the plants as
Yeah.
well.
No,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is,
Go on.
Manchester, there's loads of decent hardware shops.
Yeah.
Here, if you want a panini and a latte or whatever, you can't move for 'em. But for soil, I had to go virtually how many miles away from me to carry that soil home and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not good. I mean, London's alright, but if cities were sort of marked...
It's neglecting the peat market,
Yeah.
really,
Well,
isn't
Okay,
it?
I have a question, because I've had this question for a very long time, since living, in the city in Buenos Aires in Argentina. Because I find it fascinating, right? Like, he makes a good point. Sometimes there are areas where you need a specific thing, and there is no one shop for that. You have to go really far away to get it. And for some reason, in the city of Buenos Aires, there are lots of specialized themes, where it's a whole street for, 10, 15 blocks, some places more. All the shops are that themed. Like, there's one called Warnes, and it's all just, car parts for 10, 15, maybe even more, because I think that one's super famous for that. It's all car parts and maybe some mechanics, and it's just all car themed, right? You need tires, you need this. If something breaks in your car, you go there. Even if you live far away, screw you go there. And then there's another street that's it's like their main streets, right? There's another one that's it's just the weirdest thing. It's all tiles for some reason. It's 12 blocks of just all tile shops. And you know what's funny? Every time you need a very specific thing and you go to those places and you go shop by shop asking, every time you need something, nobody has it. That always happens to me. I always get screwed. One time I needed a specific freaking tile. I had it in my hand and I went shop to shop and nobody had it. I was pissed. But anyway, it's just 12 blocks of just that. And then there's another one where it's just 15 blocks of all motorcycle things, right? And it's weird how they just concentrate all the shops of something in
just one area. I always found that weird. Now, is that like an Argentinian crazy kind of thing? Or are there more places like that? Because it's very specific. There's one thing to have, like, I don't know, we have Chinatown and those kind of areas where it's not all, like, it's basically copy-paste the same freaking shop over and over. I don't know, I always found that really weird. And I always think, dude, if you live far away and you need a tile, you gotta go all the way over there. Can they not, like, spread out some of the shops? Maybe make it convenient? I don't know, it's just weird. Anyway, that's the question. Is that a thing in other places? Because some people think it's fantastic, but it's only fantastic if you're close. If you're not close, it totally sucks. So, I don't know. Anyway.
And there's barely any mulch available.
Sorry,
Neglecting the peat.
Soil.
At market, really,
Well,
isn't
there's barely any mulch available in central London.
I'm sick and tired of not getting a good, decent compost of a Sunday.
Indeed.
So,
you know,
I'm thinking of moving to the north. Where there is loads of soil and gravel.
Indeed.
And animal shite.
Whatever. Yeah. So you were going to say if you're marking cities out of 10, what would you give London?
Well, if you were marking them on, like, you know, on what they have.
Right.
As opposed to what?
Well, as opposed to...
How you spell it.
Say, like, I think the greatest
weather.
city in the world is Rome. Right,
Okay.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Have you been?
What? Yeah. Why do you think that though?
Just because, like, you turn a corner and there's something there that's really old. Right? Like, you're going down Normal Street.
Go and stay in a Derby and Joan club.
Yeah.
No, but it's like you're going down the road and then you turn a corner and like the Colosseum's in the middle of a busy road. Sure. It's like, what's that doing there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just when you think there's no more, you turn another corner.
It's almost as if that was there first.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
but do you know what I mean? London,
Yeah.
what have we got? You know, Trafalgar Square's world known.
Is
You
it?
go there,
Never
what's
heard of
that?
it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of space there.
Which means nothing.
Get one big B&Q
In Trafalgar Square.
to cater for the whole of people who live sort of central Londonish.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'd be
Okay.
happy, but what I'm saying
What with
is...
Nelson just popping up through the middle? Because you can still see it, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
B&Q, so B&Q could be like the whole sort of flat thing and make it sort of grey so it looked like rock, and then Nelson popping
Make it
up.
classy is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stone clad it. So it looks like you've made an effort.
Exactly.
And then you can pop in, and then you can go out and go, oh look, Nelson's column. Oh look at that, isn't Nelson, oh look at that, the victory, defeat, that's fantastic, one of the greatest living.
Yeah.
I need some nails.
Yeah. Perfect. Killing two birds with one stone, you're saying?
But why isn't there more than them shops? Because when I went into yours, every time I've been in there twice now. The first time was to get a shower head, right?
Right.
And I went in there, couldn't resist buying something else. I ended up getting some super glue as well.
Blimey. Hey, big spender.
And then last Sunday we went in there, got 2 bags of soil, not one, I bought 2,
Yeah.
and I bought some scissors to cut plants with.
Secateurs.
Did you
Well,
take them to the
you
law?
never know when you want, you know, you might need more soil, I suppose.
Well, I've got
You've
2.
stocked out now. Where'd you keep it under your bed?
Sorry, this isn't going out, is it, this conversation? It's not going out on air.
I got a feeling it might be.
You're joking. We better play a record.
Okay.
Play a classic. Hives.
You're
I hate to
joking.
say I told you so on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, obviously. With me, Steve Merchant.
Obviously.
And Carl Genius Pilkington.
Absolutely. I was watching a bit of TV.
Carl the Brain Pilkington.
The brains.
Yeah.
I was watching a bit of TV last night, Rick.
Go on.
And I had a little
Children
thought.
Need?
No, I didn't watch Children Need.
No, you missed a
I was watching
treat.
something. I think it was last night. It was a bit earlier. I had a little thought for lads that might be out tonight, you know, on the Raz.
Yeah.
Maybe they get a little bit of success with the ladies.
Yeah.
This was something that struck me as I was watching it. A lot of gentlemen, you know, when they're engaged in, you know, an act of, you know, relations with a lady, they like to sort of, you know, think of an image or something that will prevent them from, you know. And you catch my drift. We're
Is
men
that
in
the
world.
sound you make? Okay. So, apparently, that's the sound Stephen Merchant makes when he climaxes. Very odd. That'd be weird. Okay.
Prevent them from,
Whatevs.
you know. And you catch my drift. We're men in the world.
Grandmother's funeral is the cliche, isn't it?
Exactly. And I'll tell you what I think it should be. Rick Waller jogging. I was watching Fit Club. I have
know.
never seen anything
I
like
liked it when
Rick.
Harvey lost it with him.
Oh man alive. I mean, I know I slag him off, but I don't really like him either. I just think he comes across appallingly.
Clearly.
And I think, you know,
When he just walked away in that mid conversation talking to that bloke, they're doing it for his
I
good,
know.
really.
But he's he's like 31 stone?
I think he lost a bit. I think he's 29 now. Don't exaggerate, Steve. You're making him sound like a fat.
But you know, I mean, yeah.
That was close, wasn't it?
When having sex, you know, apparently, thinking of, Rick Waller.
Oh.
Helps.
Oh, don't look what's happened.
Exactly.
That's the reverse effect.
Yeah.
Oh, no, me and Carl.
No, if you're with a lady, apparently that works.
I know, he's out now, isn't he? He's out.
Did he walk out?
I think so. I think that's it, from what I can...
No, I think next week they kick him out, because I read something about, they get rid of him next week because of his attitude, and first time I read it, I thought he'd actually ate someone's hat.
What?
But it was...
You lost me,
got rid of him because of the attitude. Oh!
Everything you think of now is puns. You can't get puns out of your head, can you?
Oh, Carl, you're great. Look at his little face.
He's so pleased. How long have you been working on that?
You've got to give him that. That was a real joke. Look at his face. He knew it was funny. It was meant to be funny. He said it to be funny, and it was. Well done. Well done.
I'm just interested, I just want to dissect it, because it was brilliant, and I'm wondering, how long have you been working on it?
About 2 weeks.
That's a long time.
It's worth the wait.
Alright.
I got it now.
Oh, well done.
The attitude.
Well, I don't think... there's only one band that can top that. Another band from Manchester. Oasis.
Oh.
Vines. Ms. Jackson on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Right. Getting towards that time where Carl really kicks into action. We've got the quiz. We've got Rockbusters. The quiz that's a bit like Blockbusters, but mainly around music. Yeah, and a pun. A scenario.
Yeah.
Based in wordplay by Carl. You know how good he is at that.
Can I tell you what the prizes are this week? Because they're worth playing for.
Please do.
Are there?
Okay, we got on DVD the Manic Street Preachers' Greatest Hits on DVD.
Okay.
The videos, I'm assuming. The film Human Traffic, it's a remix DVD version of that. I think we were giving this one.
Wait,
It's a
what?
remix.
Okay, I'm just trying to wrap my head, because of the poster, right? It looks like a comedy. I'm just trying to, wrap my head around the topic of the movie. Okay.
Next DVD version of that. I think we were giving this away last week. You've obviously got a bulk stock of these. Groove Armada's Love Box, an album from them. The best air guitar album in the world ever. That's got the likes of Queen, Adams, Palmer, Leopard, Idol. I don't see
I think the
Aerosmith.
Smiths should be on there.
We got Purple, Wolf, Cooper, Top, Quo, and Back, Nickelback. Now there was another one.
What are those laughs?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is, you might have seen this advertised on TV, the Best Bands Ever album. And, just imagine who this is aimed at. It's got, Oasis on there, Nickelback, Coldplay, da-da-da. The Dandy Warhols, Bohemian Like You, in brackets, as featured in the Vodafone TV ads. Then it's got Smash Mouth, Walking on the Sun, as featured in the Ford Fiesta TV ads.
It's for people who didn't know they liked indie.
Exactly.
There you go.
I don't like indie, but you do. Do you like this advert? Yeah.
I
Do
love
you like
it.
this advert? Yeah. Well, you like indie then? I do. I love indie.
Can't believe it.
That's great.
Yeah. The Mock Turtles, Can You Dig It, as featured in the Vodafone TV ads.
I really like indie.
Do you love,
There's a band
Timo-
called The Music? Alright. There's some weird band names. Like, seriously. The Divine Comedy. Because I'm thinking, I know half of these, and it's funny because when you're used to a name, like Smash Mouth, you don't really consider how ridiculous it is. Or, you know, I just saw one. What was it? Fatboy Slim. Okay, sure, normal, because you hear it a bunch. But there's things that are just like air. Lemon Jelly, Athlete. So in The Music. It's just so weird. But, okay. Wait, I need to study up because maybe, just maybe, because a couple of these have already been on Rockbusters and they're bands I don't even know. The Cardigans. Wheatus. I need to know these things. I need to process it. All right, we're good.
Mobile TV ad.
Yeah?
You'll love this. It's got Royce Cup on there, which is featured in there.
Scooby Snacks.
So that's an album for people who don't like music.
That's great. That's
There you
coming
I'll
up,
tell you what,
Rockbusters.
but I also have a movie, because you know last week I gave away Executive Decision.
Yeah.
That was on TV last night, in case you
Yes.
didn't receive my copy.
But they probably Watched it before it was on TV.
Yeah.
A few days
I was
before.
clearing out, Rick,
Yeah.
last night. I found another one which might be just to entice people.
Go on. What is it?
Coming
It's
right
got
at
it.
you.
It's coming out the bag.
The Pelican Brief.
Right at you.
Oh.
Another arbitrary film choice on VHS, Pelican Brief, Roberts, Washington. You'll notice
Get it
there
now on VHS
in
before
choices
there are
video,
no
$6.99.
more
Never seen it.
VHSs
It
around.
was $6.99. I'm giving that away as
That's
well.
great,
Pelican
and that's
Brief.
his personal collection.
That's from my personal collection.
Did you see that picture, Carl?
I don't think it's even rewound from when I watched it.
Really?
No, it's not. You can rewind that yourself.
Brilliant. That's a little touch of Steve action there.
Exactly.
Did you see that picture that you brought in?
I have actually. Can I see it again, Carl? Yeah, it's just a picture. You carry it with you, do you? In your wallet
Well,
all
no.
the time.
He found it, right?
Last week I was sorting it, because I'm moving. I'm sorting all my files out and that.
Sure.
And, because this is the only school picture
So he
I've
had
got.
one school picture taken when he was, was that
It's
10?
adorable. I've seen
1981?
that
That's about
everywhere.
eight
I don't know.
So cute.
Okay, tell the story. Why is that the only school picture you had taken?
Just because, no, I had them all, I was always had them taken, right? But my dad thought they were overpriced for what you get. Because really, he said that the whole idea of a good
I mean, it's just a picture of your kid. You see the thing every frickin' day. I mean, why would I pay to have a still of that?
picture is like not only the person that's in it, but like the surroundings.
Yeah.
So like if you're on holiday, he'll look at me and he'll go, "Oh yeah, you're looking well there. What's that hill in the background?" or something like that. Whereas with
That's
that,
Rick Waller, catching up.
but all you get on these school pictures is like a blue background, isn't it? So
Yeah.
he was like, I'm not paying for that.
Sure.
And it was a big one. You get a bigger one than that, but that's just like a little passport size, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That was £1.60. And he wasn't really happy paying that, because he said you could get like some done from True Print for a lot
That
cheaper.
he could take himself.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm hearing now is that Carl Pilkington doesn't have any childhood memories because his dad was cheap. Which kind of sounds a little like my experience. I don't have any childhood memories because my dad's camera broke. And I wasn't worth fixing it for. So, yeah. All right.
So,
And so did he tell you at the time that was the last time he was paying for a school
He
picture?
said, I'll get you one because it's good to have a picture of you at school.
Yeah.
Because they hardly ever went and all that. So he said, like,
What's that in the background? That's my school dad.
oh, I don't recognise it. You got any interesting stories about it? Not really.
so I was a good-looking kid there, wasn't I?
What do you mean, not really? We have the kids with big heads and the web feet that didn't know it. There's like a lot of stories there. There's the girl where he broke up with her. I don't remember. There's stories, all right? So wash your mouth.
Doing with your
Richard.
mouth though, Carl. It looks like you're sort of. It looks like a bit like you're a ventriloquist dummy.
What do you mean?
Well, it looks like you sort of scrunching your mouth up, or pursing your lips, or something. Do you not think?
Oh.
I mean, now you've got, dare I say it, very kissable lips. So in here, look how thin they are. Look at those little thin lips. It's like you.
I'm smiling.
That's a smile.
Oh, that's what I didn't recognise that
No, I
either.
didn't realise that was a
Oh,
smile.
it's a smile. Is that what you look like when you smile?
Oh.
Oh.
What's happening with the head?
Had your
'Cause
dad seen you smile before then?
Well, I think that's why he wanted to buy one as well. That's like, so he can remember what it was like.
Right.
'Cause I don't smile.
When did you stop smiling? When was the last time you had fun and you just like happy-go-lucky? When can you remember when you had no weight of the world on your
That was
shoulders?
the longest sigh
I often
ever.
think that. Because I don't sleep like I did, like when I was a kid. I had really good sleeps, and now I don't.
Right.
So I think once
But you've got a lot of
leave-
things on your mind. You know, where can I buy soil?
Yeah. How can I confuse a computer by tapping in Y in the search engine?
Probably when I was
He needs to think
14, I
about
was
all the
stress-free.
Puns.
Where?
He's 14
What
there?
was the paper
Nah.
round?
Probably when I was 15.
Right. Is the paper round?
Is that really that age-ish? It's so weird to see him like with his own natural hair. He has the same face. It's just that he has like more of a jawline and hair. That's crazy. It's amazing to me that he spent his whole life with his mouth open. It's just amazing.
I was stress-free.
All right.
Where?
Yeah,
When was the paper round?
probably when I was 15.
Right. That's when it started, was it?
I reckon. That's when I started getting stressed.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the haircut you've got in the, because obviously I've not seen you before with hair, and it's an interesting mop. Do you have that done at a barber's?
No, my mum used to do it.
Yeah, she cut that.
With a bowl.
Right,
She used to, what she used to do, you can't see it in that picture, but there was one where she did bit of a mess of it. I mean, it looks
Right.
quite.
I can't tell from this picture.
No, but that's one of the better ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right. Were you bullied much?
on one of them, she used to like use
want to ask you guys to please pay attention this particular episode to all the little background laughs of Ricky Gervais, because there have been such a variety already in however much we're going of the episode. There have been just demonic laughter. There has been this is like a little schoolboy giggle kind of thing. There's been all kinds of just little noises from him. And it's subtle and it's behind the other people talking, but it's so good if you pay attention.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right. Were you bullied much?
on one of them, she used to use a better newspaper in front of my eyes, so she didn't stick these scissors in my eyes.
Well, newspaper stop scissors every time.
Every time.
They use that for bulletproof vests.
Yeah, the tough fabric of a reconstituted newspaper will stop the scissor any time.
No, definitely. I remember, because I know a lot of UN guys when they're on patrol, they use some old copies of The Sun.
They put it in their pocket.
Yeah, the Daily Star.
Sorry, yeah, okay, yeah.
So, she used to always be on a Sunday night when, Songs of Praise is on or something, nothing was on the telly, just before Last of the Summer Wine or something.
Yeah.
And she used to get the...
What a depressing time that was.
It was.
Having your hair cut and listening to Songs of Praise, waiting for Last Summer Wine.
Yeah.
I always used to get depressed on Sunday nights.
Well, I'll tell you
and it wasn't because school was the next morning, it was because the telly was so shite.
I think it was because school was next morning, because Antiques Roadshow still does that for me. I see the Antiques Roadshow, I love it, but I'm just thinking I've got to go to school or work tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Roadshow, I wish they put it on the week.
But I know, I've never really had that. When I worked, I suppose. I work now. Don't I? No. Oh, what
Not
a giveaway. What a giveaway.
Sorry, you were telling us a story about...
So anyway, she'd get the newspaper,
Right.
and she'd stick it in front of my eyes, and
What does that say? Go on.
so she'd
You inherited a lot from your mum, didn't you?
So she'd cut me fringe, right?
Yeah.
But then she'd go, oh, it's not straight. It's not very good. So she'd go again, and she'd keep going, and the problem
Is that why you're bald now?
I was going to say, is this that you have got hair, but she has to get it right, and it takes her to the back of your neck to get it even.
She sort of removed the newspaper, and she was like, oh, God. And I said, what? She goes, oh, I'm sorry. And
What, did this happen every Sunday?
No. Can I ask you, Carl, when...
Can you imagine getting your hair cut and the person cutting your hair says, oh God, I'm so sorry. What? Oh, dude. That's maybe more for people with long hair that takes a really long time to grow. That's traumatizing. I don't trust barbers anymore or hairstylists or anything. I don't go. I cut my own hair. If I cut it at all. because I had a lot of bad experiences, but they always did it with a smile. It was never, uh-oh, I'm sorry. It was, what do you mean? You look great. And they shaved it all off. What? Oh, no, that didn't happen, by the way. But they cut a lot more than they said they would.
She was cutting your...
It's happened every Sunday.
Can I ask you, Carl, when she was cutting your hair in this picture, do you think she was maybe sidetracked by an interesting article in the paper and really wasn't paying attention to what she was doing?
Favourite him come on.
And
she started
Simpo was rolling down the hill.
In a bar.
So yeah, I ended up with a fringe sort of on the back of my head, because she just kept going further and further.
Sure.
But
when did you start going to that?
You know what? I think the bowl method would have worked better. I mean, you can't make it uneven if you just follow the side of a bowl. I think your mom needs some mom lessons 101, because apparently back in the day, that's how it was done for everyone.
Barber that was on the railway station.
Oh
further
yeah.
and further.
Sure.
But
When did you start going to that barber that was on the railway station?
that's when I started work. So, sort of 16, 17.
And is he the one that said you have the hair of a Chinaman?
He's the one yeah.
He sounds like a wise man.
Well, can I just stop? I think maybe we should play a tune, but maybe you could bring in some photos next week, Rick, and we can talk about them on the radio.
Yeah, and I'm just going to do a card trick. Right, take a card. Any card. Yeah, right, look at it. Is that you?
I love when they realize
Boy
how
with the Arab
stupid it is to talk on the
Bell and
radio about
Sebastian.
visual
Coming
things.
next, Boy with the Arab strap, Bell and Sebastian. Coming next, Educating Ricky.
Nice.
You too, Electrical Storm. Steve, am I mental, or have we been playing some great tunes
We've
today?
been playing some great tunes. You're not mental. You're a genius.
XFM. Yeah, on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington. Carl Pilkington in the chair now. The talked about, the acclaimed Educating Ricky.
There we go.
Right, well, just in
that
case
was nice.
anyone's new, doesn't normally listen, basically, I'm educating Ricky. Do a bit of research in a week, find stuff, news, history, anything that's interesting. 3 stories. I give them a nice little headline. You take your pick. Between now and 3, you're going to learn 3 things. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, the headlines are, I'll be no buying one of them.
Give us that again.
I'll be no buying one of them.
Nice, okay.
Yeah. We've also got, Hippopotanuse.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Chicken, you believe it.
Can you believe it?
Well, I'm
it's
going to
your
go for
choice, Rick.
Hippopotanuse.
Hippopotanuse?
Yes, thank you.
Right, well this one, it's, I'm not going to take the credit here. I heard Christian talking about this on breakfast, right, because it's a good story that happened. Basically, I don't know if I told you about it last week when we were having our spaghetti, but,
Okay.
No, I think you did.
Right,
I know what it is. I know what this is.
Okay, I've not heard this.
right, there's a little midget, right, there's a circus.
I'm loving it already.
Circus going on somewhere, I think it was in America. And,
Is that present day or old times?
It's so good.
Is that present day or old times?
I'm talking, like, in the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, a news
Little
story.
midget, circus, really packed out show, people are loving it.
Right, Steve, you'll ask the same question I did, I know.
So there's a little midget jumping up and down on a trampoline.
That's what circus is.
Right?
I pay good money to see it.
So everyone's clapping, and he's getting carried away.
Because he can't believe he can't believe they're loving it. I didn't know they'd like a little person on a trampoline, but they love me.
But you know what it's like when, if there's a crowd of people sort of encouraging you to sort of go higher and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he knew it was getting out of hand. But he was jumping and he was coming down the road going higher, and he's going really high in the air, right? So he's doing this, crowd are clapping. There's a hippo, right, just sat next to the trampoline, getting ready to come on and do his act.
Oh, right, I thought he was in
On the
audience.
trampoline?
That's it. Getting ready to do his act, Steve.
Yeah.
So
He's a ventriloquist.
What do you mean he's sitting by the trampoline waiting to do his act?
Because it's-
Why does he sit in the dressing room and they go, 5 minutes, Mr. Mus, 5 minutes, Mr. Mus.
So anyway, right, so the hippo's there,
He's getting annoyed, is he? Because the midget's
He's
eating
going,
into
how
his
can I
tongue.
follow this? How
Yeah.
can I, this is really annoying. They're going to be,
Yeah.
no.
so
He's thinking, he's already done the trampoline, my pogo stick act is never going to work.
Keep going.
Yeah, go
I
on, so
love
there's a hippo waiting. See, it's a great story and I just know he embellishes it or he gets slightly wrong. Go on.
So
So there's a midget jumping up and down, the hippo's getting annoyed. He
The
wants
crowd
to
are going mad,
crowd
the
are going
midget's
mental.
loving it, can't believe his luck. Although you think, he probably knows he's dicing with danger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next thing you know, they're all saying higher, higher. He gives it one big, like, heavy sort of landing on the trampoline, goes really high, but goes off at a funny angle.
Oh,
Hypotenuse.
okay.
Yeah. And sort of flies up.
Sure.
Flies off at a funny angle.
Oh, dear.
Hippo's there, swallows him whole. Crowd are clapping, thinking that's why the hippo was waiting there.
Rubbish.
I don't believe it. No. I believe that maybe some of the story is right, and like they said, he embellished it. He remembered it wrong, or he exaggerated, whatever. Did the dwarf fall near the hippo or on the hippo and get hurt? Maybe. Swallowed whole is... It's a lot, all right? It's a lot. Also, well, let me just let them finish.
Rubbish.
No! No. Oh, why am I laughing? That's awful. No, No. A hippopotamus swallowed a circus dwarf in a freak... No kidding, a freak accident. Jesus. In northern Thailand, according to a columnist in the Pattaya Mail. The Grapevine column reported a circus dwarf I'm sorry. I can't believe what I'm reading. A circus dwarf nicknamed Odd? I don't know. Odd. Died recently when he bounced sideways from a trampoline and was swallowed by a yawning hippopotamus. Oh, no, dude. I'm sorry, but the image of him, like, getting all pissed and waiting to do his act and stuff, and you could just... The fact that he was yawning just makes me imagine him being there, like, next to the trampoline, like, God, when is this guy gonna be done? Oh, and then just, no, dude, no. A yawning hippopotamus waiting to appear in the next act. Vet said Hilda the hippo had a gag reflex, which caused her to swallow. I am shocked. More than 1,000 spectators continued to applaud wildly until they realized there had been a tragic mistake. This is so messed up. I really don't want to believe it. This is terrible. I know. Where'd you find this? Where'd you find this snippet? No. It's all too much. It's all too perfect. It's all just, yeah, freak accident. I get it. That's crazy. Okay, the story I have is pretty much just as awful. And I found it online and I looked it up and I did find that it was real. But you know how people started going really crazy with stupid like gender reveal parties, which I think is just so freaking silly, but whatever, each to their own. But a lot of people go, you know, really overboard with it. All right. And there was a couple that went overboard in Mexico with it. And they had a plane, like one of those little, just one-person planes, one pilot planes, maybe two, I don't know, but a tiny plane that was supposed to fly over the couple, and like all the family and friends and stuff gathered there. They had like a big arch of flowers, I don't know. And it was going to throw either blue or pink smoke for the reveal. And the plane flies overhead of the people, and the video is just somebody in the family that was filming. The plane flies overhead. It busts out pink smoke, so everybody starts cheering. It's like, I never understood, because it doesn't matter if it's pink or blue. They're going to cheer anyway. I never understood that part of a gender reveal. Everybody's like, they go crazy. I mean, it was 50-50 chance, and you're going to cheer almost the exact same either way. Like, as long as the baby's healthy, who cares? But whatever, that's not the point. Anyway, pink smoke, and the lady filming films the plane, and as the plane was dropping the pink smoke, it kind of went like up, because it was quite low. It kind of went up to, like, you know, disperse the smoke or whatever. And as it went up, one of the wings like snapped. And the guy obviously lost control and crashed and died. But the people that were filming and saw the plane, they didn't care. They were so excited for the couple that, and the gender reveal went, you know, the smoke part went well. Everybody was celebrating and you could see, like, the lady, I think it was a lady, I don't know. The person that filmed the plane, you could see in the video that it clearly, the plane broke and kind of, you know, Mayday, Mayday went down. And she quickly pans to the couple, and everybody's like cheering and drinking and toasting their beverages and stuff. And they just witnessed somebody die. Jeez, that's crazy. And nobody, in the video, it looks like nobody cared, but I mean, everybody's like, nobody actually realized. How do you not realize a plane just went down and someone was in the plane? I don't know. And this, like, okay, it's a circus, I guess. You never know if it's all part of the act, and then the hippo will yawn again and the dwarf will jump out and it'll be ta-da. You never know. But wow. I don't know. What a horrible, horrible, horrible fate. Ugh. I'm just hoping this is one of those like little spoof reports to get attention or something, and somebody didn't die that way. That's awful. But whatever. Anyway.
Rubbish.
Rubbish. Listen to them laughing.
It's not rubbish though.
But no, maybe there was an accident in a circus with a midget and a hippo, but at no point was this hippo waiting to go on, going, come on. The midget flew off
right
at
there.
Hippopotanuse and landed in the hippo's mouth and was swallowed whole.
It says right there.
This is what you embellish it. That is great. And what's
I
that?
have to say though, Rick, when I heard midget trampoline hippopotamus, I was thinking accident waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
it is that you should never
I
put those
wasn't.
three together.
Never.
It's a recipe for disaster. Everyone
textbook.
knows that. Midget trampoline hippopotamus. Are you mental?
You're asking for
Well,
trouble.
Well,
You know when he told me it, he said, and the midget, he didn't mention the hippopotamus, and he said the midget went on, and soon he fell off, and the hippo ate him. And I said, sorry,
What hippo?
What was the hippo doing there? He went, it's a circus.
I've never heard of a circus having a hippo.
I haven't either.
What can they do? You can't train them, can you? Aren't they, like, very deadly? They're huge, aren't they?
You can't have a hippo in a circus.
are you sure?
You're not thinking of Zippo?
He's neither clown.
Yeah. No, and it wasn't some sort of where Zippo was eating a midget, and it's some sort of horrible sexual act.
No, it was definitely. I heard it on breakfast, right?
What's Zippo? Zippo to me are the Zippo lighters. The pretty little metal lighters that go and they make a certain sound that just sounds awesome. What's a Zippo? How is a Zippo able to swallow a dwarf?
Oh, horrible sexual act.
No, it was definitely. I heard it on breakfast, right?
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, it's definitely fact.
Yeah,
though.
okay,
It's definitely
right,
truth.
okay, good. Well, let's play a record then.
So,
I'd like to play a classic Springsteen. We're all fans of Springsteen there. This might be his debut album, I'm not sure. Greetings from Raspberry Park.
I think it is, yeah.
New Jersey. And this is Growing Up. It's great, it's classic.
Right?
Springsteen.
I like that
and
he's all
Growing
sad
Up
that they didn't believe his
off of,
story.
Raspberry Park album. Great. They make you feel good, Springsteen,
Oh,
doesn't he?
he's a joy. He's an absolute joy. Rockbusters.
Well,
Rick,
this is what they're all
tuning in
reading
for.
and writing about.
Absolutely. Before you get the clues, let me just remind you of the prizes you're playing for. We've got the Manic Street Preachers' Greatest Hits on DVD. We've got the film Human Traffic on DVD. We've got the Best Air Guitar Album 2 on CD. Groove Armada's... Is this their current album?
Yeah.
I guess it's not selling very well. They're still trying to promote that. You can have that as well. If you are a fan of the Ford Fiesta TV ad, of the Vodafone TV adverts, you will love the...
You didn't think you liked indie? Well, you do.
Exactly, and that's got Feeder and Travis and Badly Drawn Boy and all sorts on there. Plus, my own copy, $6.99 it cost me, The Pelican Brief, starring Julia Roberts and Denzel Washington. If you've not seen that, panned and scanned on VHS. So what are the clues?
Do you know that a pelican, I read the other day, that has to turn its head upside down to eat?
Give us the clues.
So, Rockbusters...
Well, let me just explain. A bird has a gullet, an esophagus and a gullet. It's all in one thing. It hasn't got peristalsis, which is the movement that we have that can make food. So a bird can only rely on gravity.
Yeah.
So it has to have its head up and has to shake. It can't eat.
You were going to say that, weren't you, Carl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Two things. Ooh, I like that. Two things. One, if you have never seen a pelican yawn, I urge you to go find a video or something. It's terrifying. And two, when I was in high school, my biology teacher, he was teaching us all about the digestive system, blah, 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 and he was teaching us about all the, basically that, you know, you can swallow because there's movements and blah, blah, blah. All in Spanish, so it's hard to say for me. But my teacher told me that if you were to grab like on a monkey bar and hang upside down and eat anything, you would be able to digest it because those movements would be enough. I don't know if I am a special kind of human that cannot do that, but hell no, dude. If I eat upside down, that's not going anywhere. Not anywhere it should anyway. That's going straight to the floor. That is coming back, okay? So I appreciate the visual aid to help me understand about the digestive tract and blah, blah, blah. But nah, dude, give me something real. I don't think again, maybe I'm just a special kind of human. Like, I know I'm special in a lot of ways. Maybe that's another way. I don't think I've ever met a human being that could just hang upside down and eat, a bowl of cereal. That would be really freaking hard. But whatever, a banana, anything. I don't see it happening. I do not see... No, okay? So, there you go.
Rockbusters.
You're welcome.
You mentioned it earlier.
For
One of
nothing.
last week's was it's a cryptic clue and then some initials. I was in Texas. I fell in a puddle on my knees. Knees got wet.
Brilliant.
WH. Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing
Yeah.
we...
Use of the word knee twice there in the cryptic clue and in the final
And the word
answer.
wet, I think you're
Yeah, which is wit. So fine, good.
So, there's 3 of them. It's email only, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
I'm ready.
Sure.
Load of stuff to win. Here they go. Right, the first one.
I'm writing these
Cryptic
down. Go on.
Making it of them.
clue. The fella has only got 1 badge left.
The fella has only got 1 badge left.
Yeah.
What are the initials?
That's just E.
Just E. Oh, just E.
Just
Just E. One badge left. Just E? I was expecting 2 letters for some reason. I don't know. I need a synonym of badge, and I'm not I'm not getting one. Medal, maybe? E, though. I don't know. We'll come back to this.
E. The fella has only got 1 badge left.
This is either a solo artist or a band.
Yeah. Second one. The unmarried lady is a friend I eat out with.
Say that again.
The unmarried lady is a friend I eat out with.
The unmarried lady is a friend I eat out with.
Yeah.
What's the initial?
MD.
MD.
Oh, snap. MD. Oh, snap. I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to get any of these again. Unless it's, like, extremely freaking obvious. MD. Nope.
D. And finally, I really love that woman. I love everything she does. That's M. No, I think
Give
it's,
us that one again.
I really love that woman. I love everything she does.
And that's...
M.
Right, now I've got that one.
Right.
Okay.
So,
That's good.
Do you? Wait.
M.
Wait. If Ricky gets it, maybe I can. Just maybe. This would be odd, but is there a band called Mom or something like that? I don't know. I don't know. Sigh.
Right, now I've got that one.
Right.
Okay.
That's great. It's great. That's lovely.
So,
That's great.
I think the second and third one's quite easy. First one is a killer.
Is it tricky?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. So, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, and what, we pick a winner out at about 1:45 or something
Quarter
like
to, yeah, absolutely.
that? No, 2:45. What am I talking about?
2:45.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's dynamite stuff. Well done, Carl.
Excellent.
More educating Ricky next.
Yeah.
Beck, Lost Cause on XFM 104.9. Wow. Carl, we haven't had a lot of emails. They're tough.
I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I've
ideas,
got
Ricky? You got
one, and I'm struggling with 2, but I know one of the words, but I can't think of the band that fits it unless the clue's wrong, and I've got no idea with the first one, E.
Give us them again.
Just
Just
give 'em
quickly
again.
recap. Number
Yes,
1.
please.
The fella has only got 1 badge left.
I don't know, man. I don't even think I can think of a band or just like an artist with just E. Everything I can think of, Elton John, all right, but that's EJ. And I don't know if Eminem. Eminem? I'm trying to think if that would make any kind of sense, but I don't think so. I don't see it. And I'm out for E. All right.
That's E. Second one, the unmarried lady is a friend I eat out with. That's M.
MD. Oh, dude, my mind's a mess because all I can think of is Iron Maiden, and that doesn't even make sense. The letters aren't right, but Maiden has M and the D sort of at the end, and it just... That's all I can think of. Why is my mind like this? I don't know. But I can't... Nope. We're out.
D. And the last one, I really, really love that woman. I love everything she does. That's M.
Well, Ricky, what is it, Ricky?
Ricky.Gervais at xfm.co.uk.
So keep those coming in. If there's no winner,
like
we
how
don't know
he's
whether
all
to give it to the person who gets
pissed.
the most right first, or have a massive rollover. And what a Christmas booty that would be, as Carl said. All those. Imagine what you could have. Indecent proposal, maybe.
Who knows?
You know what I
knows?
mean?
I've got some real junk, so I can bring that in.
Yeah. The mean machine.
Imagine
with
someone
Vinnie
this
Jones.
Christmas. Yeah, exactly. This Christmas, I can't believe it. Oh, thank you so much for the Pelican brief. I noticed you left the price on.
And it's on VHS as well.
Oh, great.
Brilliant.
Yeah, this is perfect Christmas gift, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. Okay,
Got it.
now
Some
so
quite
that's going.
mediocre CDs.
That's
The
going.
perfect
That's
Christmas
going
gift.
on. That's a big prize. It's a big weekend prize on XFM. Educating Ricky, part 2. Right. What's the clues
Right,
left?
well, we've,
Less depressing,
we've got
please.
left the headlines, I'll be no buying one of them.
Yeah.
And we've also got Chicken, you believe it? Chicken, you believe it? So, they're
These
the
are
two
getting
that are
bad.
left. Which one's you going
Right.
for?
Chicken, you believe it? Is not that picture, is it? In that we saw
Which picture?
the bloke with the.
No.
Right.
no.
Okay.
God, that was bad.
What
Right.
picture?
Okay.
So,
Let's
What?
explain
We
that.
can't really
but-
discuss this on air, can we?
Well, we
No.
can.
No.
Steve brought in Carl, the best book ever, which is what is it?
I found it when I was moving house. It's an FHM publication, and it's kind of like lots of grotesque pictures and stories, and like the book of a book of freaks and weirdos and.
And
grotesques.
Carl opened it, and the first one was like
at the back. I
At the
started
back.
from the
Well,
back.
you couldn't believe your luck, could you?
What was
as
it?
soon as you
What
opened
was number 50?
A bloke with two heads.
And he said, "What's number 1?"
it? Yeah.
And then number 6, there's a bloke who's a squid or something.
Octopus.
Yeah. yeah. He's loving it. At number 1, he said, well, it's just a fella under a rock. And I went, oh no, read on, I think I know about this. And it's the fella that was found, he caused a landslide while having sex with a chicken. And they pulled him off, and there he is, the chicken owner.
Right,
So Carl
so-
could not believe his luck. So it's not that.
Chicken, you believe it?
I'll have that one
You
then.
going for that one?
Yeah.
Right, well, we've talked a lot on the show about,
We've talked a lot on the show.
Yeah.
Period.
about animals without heads.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
We talked about cockroaches could live without a head for 7 days.
Yeah, we talked about that, and then of course there was the well-known one about the fella who had his head cut off, and he
blinked in
He
the-
said
in
to
his
his
head.
mate, "Count how many times I blink when my head comes off."
Yeah,
Was that
as you,
one?
when you told it to me, you said his head came off, and he said, as he said to the basket, he said, "Quick, count how many times I blink." And it was Nick Frost that had to go, "No, Carl, no, he said it before." I went, and that was lovely. So yeah, we've talked quite a lot about things heads coming off.
There you
Go on
go.
Well, this one,
Yeah.
right?
It's the
Back in
chicken.
1945,
then. You looked up the date.
Got a specific date. Wow.
mate Jonathan sent this one. You know him as well. He's a lad at the BBC, right? He emailed this one in. So thanks for that. Chicken. It's called Mike.
There's a chicken called. Sorry, I missed a bit there. There's
yeah,
a chicken called. Mike.
chicken called Mike.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah.
What happened was, it was living on a farm, right? Loads of chickens knocking about, and the owner of the farm is like, you know, getting ready for tea, and his wife says, "Go out and get a fresh chicken, because my mum's coming round." So he thinks, well, I want to get a good one in, because I want to impress her. Cause back then, even then, they wanted to impress the mother-in-law and that. So they said, "All right, I'll just nip out and get one." So he sees Mike, chicken, running around.
Is this during the war or after the war?
1945, I'd say that was after.
No, ended, well...
It ended in 1945.
Yeah,
Okay.
September, go on.
So, chicken's running about, he thinks that one, that looks alright, I'll have that one.
Mike,
Mike
Picks it
looks
up, and he cuts its head off,
Oh.
puts it on the block, cuts its head off, runs about a bit, like they do. He thinks it'll stop in a minute, keeps running about, and what's going on here? Right? He's now, like, chasing the chicken without an head.
Yeah.
He's saying it should die in a minute. Anyway,
It's
doesn't
all
die.
so bleak.
Chicken's walking around with no head. Lives for 18 months.
Yeah.
Chicken with no head.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Well, I'll tell you, I've heard this story before, Rick, and the explanation, as I understand it, was that certain vital cords, spinal cords, weren't severed when the head came off, so that was why it continued to live.
Yep.
I don't know if that sounds plausible.
It's fine, absolutely fine. How did it take on protein and energy?
The fella who owned it, he said, "Well, hang on a minute." He said, "I could kill it now,
But I've got a wonder chicken here.
But he's thinking, it must really want to live.
Sure.
Right? If it survived that, they sort of got something here.
Yeah.
So he, what he does, he gets a little, eye droplet thing that he used to use on it. Obviously not anymore, right? And he filled it with grain and water, and it had a big hole in its neck where its head used to be. And he,
Incredibly.
and he dropped...
You know what? I mean, that is possible then, if it, you know, without infection. Without infection, if he was taking on things, it is possible, right? Why?
Why what?
Why did he do it? How cruel is that? I mean, well, it's not cruel, because the chicken obviously, you know...
He said if he thought it was a bit fed up, he would have killed it. He said, but it was running around quite happy.
Well, it wasn't fed up at all, because it had no brain.
Well...
What do you mean, well?
I'm just saying what...
It was nothing. It was just sinew and nerves and electrical impulses breaking down energies, right? That's all it was. It didn't have a brain. So it was... But I'm worried about the psychology of keeping a pet without a head. I'm worried more about what the farmer was thinking than the chicken.
I tell you this, the question I'm asking is, was the mother-in-law impressed? I mean, that's why he set out, to shot Mike's head off.
This is lovely, but it's just the head where you don't kill a chicken like that all at once.
I thought we were having chicken for dinner. Come and look at this, running around the yard.
Yeah! Oh, dear.
So, there you go, you've learnt something there.
Yeah, I have learned something.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, one more.
I'm a little amazed that Ricky wasn't quick to just shut him down. I think it has to do with Steven saying he read the same thing and he heard about it, so it automatically became like, fact. I'm just, yeah. That got me thinking about, yeah, the farmer. Why he chose to... And, okay, after 18 months, like, how and why did it die? What was it missing? What did it need? Did it just... I don't know. But... That'd be freaky, dude. That would be freaky. I would never be able to cut off the head of anything. But, can you imagine taking a chicken to the chop and have it live? Did he say 18 months? Jeez. That'd be crazy. Alright, well... That'd haunt my dreams.
That farmer, I've learnt that farmer was very strange indeed.
Yeah.
There you go.
I have to say, to be fair to Carl, I have a feeling like when I read it, the reason he kept it alive was as a novelty. He got charged people to come and see the incredible headless chicken called Mike.
Right.
So, there we are.
That's great.
So, tune, Steve?
A tune, yeah. I just thought I'd like to hear a little bit more from that NERD album. We played some of this from there when it first came out many moons ago. Since then, it's gone on, it's won awards, all sorts. And obviously, NERD now, Nerd, as they're sometimes known, kind of big producers. They're producing Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, all kinds of people. But this is a track from their album.
I've heard they're wicked.
They are indeed. And this is called Things Are Getting Better. NERD. From their album In Search Of, and that's Things Are Getting Better. After the break, we got more Educating Ricky and the results to this week's Rockbusters.
And Richard Ashcroft.
Oh, dynamite.
Richard Ashcroft. Check the Meaning on XFM 104.9 on Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant. Carl just remembered a little story he was excited to tell you.
Okay.
Go on.
Cute.
Oh, are you going to tell him?
Oh, okay. When we went into this cafe last week after... Carl had got his soil. We got 2 big bags of soil. I was going, get a bag for me. And he was an I can walk home. After about 10 yards, he was going, oh, my arms hurt. So he had to get a cab. So we stopped in this cafe. He had spaghetti bolognese. You were loving it, weren't you?
It was good. It was a good little day out.
And there was a woman that worked there. And she sort of, I could see her sort of looking at me. And she said, and then she came and said, are you off the telly? And I went, yeah. She went, yeah, Chris Moyles.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
And I just laughed, and we both started laughing. She went, no, sorry, I don't know, I'm not, Chris, what's your name? And I went, and I had to say it, I went, Ricky Gervais. She went, oh, no. She went, oh, the thing in the office. I went, yeah.
No, the funny thing was, she went and said,
oh, no, I saw you on
Jonathan Ross.
Jonathan Ross, that's it, yeah.
So she'd obviously watched the Jonathan Ross show thinking, Chris Miles has, you know, lost his looks a bit or whatever. That's what I found funny, the fact that she must have watched it thinking that
Yeah, she went, no, I saw you the other day. And I was like, yeah. She went, oh. And then we were still sort of laughing. I was thinking, she went, oh, sorry, I was going, no, it's fine. I was thinking, yeah, imagine that. Just like,
God.
Great. There's not a better one to pick.
That's just appalling.
Oh, that was lovely. It's the second
Not that
time
far
as well.
off from the picture I saw. Like, they're similar. But okay.
Taken for Chris Moyles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, you've got to feel bad about that.
I've had Moyles, I've had Vegas a few times.
Johnny Vegas, yeah, I can imagine.
So yeah.
Do you think like people are going up to Moyles going, you do that thing about working in an office?
Yeah, well, don't know. I don't know whether I hope that or not.
I don't know, it depends what he answers.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I thought you were going to say that, are you Chris Moyles? No, what's your name, Ricky Gervais? Never heard of you. That'd be brilliant.
So, yeah, okay, right. Educated Ricky.
You know what's fun? I've seen so many interviews of just extremely, extremely famous people that get confused for other extremely famous people. There's a lot of Sir Ian McKellen, I think it is. Apparently always gets confused with the actor that I can't remember his name now, but the one that plays Dumbledore. Since you got the two wizards, they get confused. And there's a lot, like Keira Knightley and I'm so bad with famous Natalie Portman. There's a lot that they kind of look like each other, and every time they get confused for each other, they just started going with it. Every time I hear an interview where they talk about that, they're just like, "Are you this person?" Yeah. Why not? Another good one's this one. I used to confuse him a lot too when I was little and before I learned. Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon. Those look really similar, and they just kind of go with it. Yeah, it's me. You want a picture? Screw it. Whatever. I think that's funny, but and I can't remember it properly, so I shouldn't even be saying anything, but I'm pretty freaking sure that Sir Ian, after the guy that played Dumbledore, I can't remember his name. I don't know if I ever knew his name. But after he passed, he would still get people coming up to him saying, "Are you him?" And it's like very well known that the guy passed away. So, and I think he would still say, "Yeah." Why not? Oh, man.
So,
Anyway.
yeah, okay, right. Educated Ricky, number 3.
Ricky, yeah.
Well, we've got the emails in.
Something
we've got
nicer,
the emails
please.
in.
Yeah, people
They're
are
starting-
they're finally trickling in. I think people are getting them.
Something
People have
lighter.
got the full 3 right, but I mean, it's still worth emailing in because we never know who we're going to pick as a winner.
I'll tell you what, we've still got 50 minutes before we give the prize out, so let's give them again. Just give us a quick run there, because I think these are tantalising. They really are.
Yeah. So the first one,
yeah.
the fella has only got one badge left.
Yeah.
That's E. The second one,
Eminem.
the unmarried lady is a friend to eat out with. MD. And the third one, I really, really love that woman. I love everything she does. That's M.
Excellent.
Right. Ricky.Gervais at xfm.co.uk. You can win all kinds of prizes.
Educating Ricky,
Right,
number 3.
Final one. You've had Hippopotanuse. You had Chicken, you believe it. And the last one is I'll be no buying one of them.
I love that one.
All right.
I'll have that one.
Interesting one. This. I mean, I spent probably 3 days looking for this stuff. Right. And another one that I came across. Right. And I was going to use. I was a bit
What a
like,
great life you've got.
I was just, going on the internet and that, and I also, looking magazines, found a story about a bloke who, I don't know, he was messing about with a chainsaw and he
As one does at some point.
I don't know, he's messing about with a chainsaw. He was juggling a midget, and, whilst taking his alligator for a walk, and, go on.
and his arm, come off, right?
Come off! What do you mean his arm come off?
The chainsaw took it off.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
different. Okay.
Again,
Anyway,
He's going, oh no!
Oh.
So, there's a picture of him on an exercise bike, sort of just with a little stump sort of balancing, but he's getting on with his life, he's happy and everything, everything's fine, he's not complaining, it's his own fault, he's got no one to blame, right? So anyway, he goes to the doctors, and the doctor says, I can do something there. So he goes, well, it's alright, I'm getting by alright, don't worry about it. And he goes, no, we've got an arm in, right? We can attach that, a real arm, from someone who's, I think they'd passed away or lost an arm or something. And
they lost an arm and didn't want it back.
Yeah, he went, I love it. Are you using that?
Yeah.
No, because I know someone.
Because I know a bloke, actually.
Yeah. Well, can't you just put this one back on? Well, it's first come, first serve, really.
I was just building a bionic man. We've replaced one arm with a robot's arm, so we got a spare one.
So the doctor's going, let me put it on. He's like, well, all right then. So
Ungrateful bastard.
So he does the operation. Right? Everything's fine. He's loving it. He's happy again because he said he can brush his teeth.
Right. Okay. If this is going to be
He's
something
loving
like
it again because now he can brush his teeth.
right, if this is going to be, and it was a leg, or
No.
it was a chimp's arm,
Or it was the arm of a killer.
It was.
I think he's missing the albino factor of the pun.
Yeah, it was 2 left arms, right? I'm going to kill you.
Oh, let's leave it then.
What is it? What's the answer?
No, it's not that. I'm just
What
messing.
is... Okay,
Right. So he says, go on and do it. So he sews it on, and like I say, he's happy. He's brushing his teeth. He can have a pint in the pub. He's lifting a pint with it. All his mates are happy for him. It goes on for about 2 years. Everything's fine. Then it all starts going flaky.
Oh, I knew it would.
Was it made of chocolate?
All right. So
knew
it all
it
goes
would.
all like gammy, and then for some
The
reason
arm starts going gammy.
it goes gammy, and it gets longer.
Of course it does.
So there's a picture of him, right, stood in the magazine. He's stood there with his arms by his side. One arm's normal. The other one is, like, past his knees. He can pull his socks up without bending over.
So
It's
is this going to
really-
be they gave him the arm of an 8-year-old child who would have been the tallest man in the world?
No, he just said, oh, what am I going to do? And the doctor said, oh, there's not much we can do. And left it.
What?
Wait a minute, you can't
That's
leave
not
it
a
there.
story.
So, Carl,
That's
what?
not
You've
a
got to
story.
tell us the explanation. Was it an incredible plastic arm? An incredible expanding arm? Did he fight crime later?
No.
Well, that's the end of the story. You've got no scientific explanation as to why...
That's why I didn't pick it.
What's
But
the
you just
albino
told it to
part?
us anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the sort of knowledge I come over when I'm looking for the good knowledge. Yeah?
So that
Why did
hasn't
his
even
arm
made the
grow?
list.
Why did this arm grow? He must have had an
Oh,
adult.
was that not even... Because... I think you started off saying, I have a story when I was looking for the other story. That wasn't even the story, was it? Oh, wow.
Arm. They couldn't have given him an arm.
I don't know. It's just one of them.
It's rubbish again,
It's
isn't
not...
it?
Well, I don't... It's an interesting story, but you should
It's
have
not, and it's
But
rubbish.
you
It
should have
didn't
read to the
happen.
end. There was photos.
Yeah.
But you should have read to the end of the article, Carl.
No, I did. And he said, you know, he's not happy and he wishes he wouldn't have had it done and all that. And, you know.
Are you sure this wasn't entirely unexpected?
No, seriously, he was saying, you know, his teeth are nice and clean again because he could brush them and that. But his arm's getting in the way.
Could the man not brush his teeth with the other arm? I mean, I get that not everybody's ambidextrous, but if you lose one, you start doing stuff with the other one. If you lose your dominant hand, I mean, hello, you got two. What the hell?
Ruining his shirts and everything. So I'll leave that.
Let's play a tune. Let's come back with the next one because I love the fact that this is like Ronnie Corbett telling one of his jokes. That wasn't even the story.
That wasn't the story.
Oh,
My bad. All right.
That's all right.
Wow.
Travis, level come through. Quite like that. On XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, and Carl Pilkington in the chair. We've had the answers in. It's Rockbusters. It's the results. Carl, give us the winning answers.
Right, Steve, you search for a winner.
I will.
At random. We can slip into that. So the first one was, the fella's only got one badge left.
I have no idea.
The initial was E.
Go on.
Will I get out the answer now,
Yeah,
Steve?
give the answer, yeah.
I think you should.
That was his last sticker. Yeah?
Elastica, the band Elastica. I'm
Right,
not
doesn't
sure.
work.
No,
Doesn't work.
The word sticker and a badge are not interchangeable.
And it's
No.
not his last sticker, it's Elastica.
Yeah, but, like, his last sticker. So, someone's got it.
Oh! So say a different word and it works. Oh, so if the band is Elastica, then it works. God, if only Justin would have named it different. If she'd have just gone, let's call it
Oh, my
Islastica, then we'd have, yeah.
Second one.
What was the clue?
The unmarried lady is a friend he ate out with.
Go on.
That's Miss Dinamite.
Miss Dynamite.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, but it's been running for 4 weeks. We've done the obvious
Doesn't
ones.
work. Doesn't work.
Done the
Miss
obvious
Dynamite.
Again,
ones.
if she'd have called herself Miss Dinamite, it would work. She didn't.
No
See,
wonder I didn't
what's
get
happening
these.
is pop stars are letting you down by naming themselves incorrectly for your clues. Those don't work. They don't count.
They don't count.
And the last one, I really, really love that woman. I love everything she does. That was M.
Yeah.
That was Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna. I'm going to give you that. That worked, yeah. Right.
That's a good one. All
That's the end
right.
of that feature, until you can get ones that work. Okay, so you won't hear any more of that.
That was a good
'cause
one.
It's rubbish.
All right.
You're running out already. Do you just think of the first three things that come in your mind and make them fit?
Yes.
Just think of three bands and make a clue, and if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter.
I just went through again.
Rubbish. It was rubbish.
Whatever.
Right, play a record.
Whatever.
Hang on, we've got a winner.
We have.
Really?
Actually, you say all this, Rick, but lots of people got them right. Which
Yeah.
That's
I don't
amazing.
know what that proves, really. I don't know if that says, you know, you're the tosser or
Or
they
they're
are.
as stupid as Carl?
One or the other.
Okay.
But
One or the
I'm going to
other.
give it to Simon and Daisy and Hitchin. They got the right answers, and well done to them. They get the Pelican Brief and some other treats.
Good for them,
Serves
man.
you right.
I look forward to
Serves
that.
you
That
right
was
for
hard.
understanding Carl. Suede's new one. Obsessions. On XFM 104.9. Well, I'm Ricky Gervais, obviously, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Well, Carl, that's about it, and we got sidetracked on the last Educating Ricky. You telling me about a man whose arm grew.
Well, something went wrong.
I recently saw a man just going about his life, and somebody started randomly filming him in like a supermarket because the guy had apparently broken his arm and never got it fixed properly. So it was just, his whole arm was intact, but it was just kind of dangling. He could use his hands because he was carrying like groceries, but the arm was just dangling there. And for some reason, the guy decided to get a huge tattoo from up here all the way down of nunchucks. And, you know, people started calling him the human nunchuck because he can swing it around like nunchucks because it was broken like here. And then it continued, but the whole thing was floppy. So if he would like twirl his arm, it was just like nunchuck. What? People make some odd decisions. I think that was in the States, and you know how health here is like extremely expensive in the States, so obviously a tattoo is cheaper than getting that fixed. But it's something that, yeah, it's fixable. I mean, some way or another. But yeah. Interesting. It's kind of like that because since it dangled and like at the shoulder it was kind of droopy, it seemed very long. But yeah. Thought I'd share. Why not?
I'm not saying it grew, just saying
What? The rest of him shrunk?
it went long.
It went long. What, is that growing? What do you mean it went
Stretched.
long? Did it grow, or what, did it come loose?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, so it's hanging by a thread which made it look long. Within the skin.
Ugh.
It's like how you can stretch a pair of tights if something is too heavy.
Arms are very much like tights. They are very much
So the
like
one,
tights.
the one that we didn't get round to on Educating
Yeah.
Ricky was
The albino
I'll be
something.
no buying one of
Sure.
them.
Go on.
Are you familiar with the saying white elephant?
Something is a white elephant.
Hold on, I am not. Something that is expensive, that costs a lot of money to keep in good condition, but has no useful purpose and is no longer wanted. I've never heard that. That is very interesting.
I don't think so.
Hold on. You phoned me last night and said, what does white elephant mean? And I told you.
Yeah, I know, but I know where it came from, but I just was wondering what it was about.
Oh, he's so cute.
So how, in what way is Educating Ricky you calling me up and asking me something?
This is adorable.
Do you know how it came about?
You've given away some of the secrets of the show there, it would appear. I didn't realise he was phoning you for information.
Well, he just asked me what the term white elephant meant in sort of like colloquial.
Did he say, why are you interested, Carl? No reason.
No, go on.
Well, what it is, ages ago when...
So what do we understand white elephant to mean?
There
Or
we
something
go.
that's useless, that's like a bit of a,
Oh,
something that you wouldn't want around that's just stood there doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Carl.
So years ago, when people used to use elephants
Years ago, go on.
When people used to use elephants?
Yeah,
Go on.
more than they do now.
Right.
More than they I do now?
It took him
This
a
doesn't involve
while.
a midget, does it?
So you know, they'd use them in the workplace and stuff. To sort of-
Yeah,
Yes,
as
factories.
sort of,
yeah.
To move stuff
Tea
around
ladies.
and that.
Yeah, security guards.
Yeah. Can't trust them with the buns, though. That's why they stopped using them.
Oh, God, go on.
So there was loads of elephants knocking about, and the thing is, right,
You couldn't move from.
if you have a lot of something,
Uh-huh.
you also have a lot of demic ones, don't you?
A lot of what?
You know, sort of demicky ones.
I
ones
love
that
how they
aren't
said that in
right, really.
unison
what?
because
You also have a
you guys heard 2 of them saying it, and I heard 3 because that's exactly what happened inside my head. A lot of what? So, what?
lot of demic ones, don't you?
A lot of what?
You know, sort of demicky ones that aren't right, really.
Demicky.
Well, you know, like they weren't properly. They weren't.
They weren't properly.
They weren't
Sorry,
demicky or
Carl, what are you doing?
Right, I'm getting to the story.
He's trying
so what I'm
not to
telling you,
offend
They were a bit
the
demicky, so they
elephants.
weren't
Basically,
properly.
Have you started making words up?
Right.
Yeah, you Stanley Unwin.
Listen.
Reincarnated.
What-
Demicky?
Yeah.
There was a lot of albino elephants knocking about.
Where? Where is this?
Olden times.
Africa.
Yes! Should we say Africa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If an answer's got a question mark at the end, I'm not
Well,
sure.
it's either Africa or India, but I'll give you a clue. Well, these elephants, do they have big ears or little ears?
I didn't sort of notice the size of the elephants. What I noticed is they were white because they were albino elephants.
Okay.
Right. So
It's something.
that's why they're heading. I'll be null buying one of them.
Okay.
No, right.
So what would happen is people who didn't know what they were doing, like, you know, you get people making a mistake buying cars that are full of problems and that. Back
Yeah.
then, when
Buying a
people were
horse
buying elephants,
accidentally.
they'd go up to someone, say, I'm after an elephant, and the fella would say, yeah, I've got one here for you, this is a nice one. And it was all white and stuff, and it had, like, blue eyes.
You should never trust a used elephant salesman.
This
Ever.
elephant that's white with blue eyes.
Right,
This is great.
So,
Yeah.
so a fellow who didn't know what he was doing would buy the elephant, and he'd get it back, and it'd be all sort of lazy and stuff,
Oh,
and
the
what we're
worst
doing
kind,
and stuff.
Mm.
And he'd say, what's up with this? And his mate, who's a bit of an expert with elephants, and go, oh, where have you bought that from? And he'd say, oh, I got it off that fella. And he goes, oh...
All this embellishing nonsense he does with the story.
You shouldn't have bought that. So he goes, why? And he says, it's only albino, isn't it? And he's like, what does that mean? And he said, oh, it gets tired. It's not that good at doing work and that. You shouldn't
It
have bought
steals
it.
from you.
But elephants back then were like a god. You know what I mean?
Right.
You couldn't say, oh, I'm sick of this, then I'm going to abandon it or anything, because elephants were seen as, like, pretty high up on the chain of things. So they'd end up being stuck with an elephant, that's an albino,
Yeah.
couldn't do much, gets tired, basically gets in the way. So they said, that's where they're saying, like, you know, but a bit of a white elephant there.
What do you reckon, Rick?
What you reckon? I like how they barely even reacted. Like, that was a horrible story. But okay, the phrase is said to come from a perspective about the historic practice of the King of Siam, now Thailand, giving rare albino elephants to courtiers who had displeased him so that they might be ruined by the animal's upkeep costs. Ah. That's actually really funny. Okay. That's better than what Carl said. I like it more.
But a bit of a white elephant.
And imagine that being told by him. That would have been hilarious. But sure.
Huh?
What do you reckon, Rick?
I feel like I haven't been educated. I feel like I've lost something. So at that time in my life I can never get back. I feel like I've sort of been soiled, and I don't know where to start. I'm angry. Do you know what I mean? I'm angry.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that.
And all that rubbish around. Look at his little face.
Well-
What was that? All that shit about a second-hand elephant salesman and his mate knew about elephants. What is it? What are they? They had blue eyes. What are you?
Well, there you
Albinos
Well-
have red eyes for a start.
go. Oh, that's it. We've run out of time.
Oh,
again.
what?
That's
I mean,
the
what are you
end.
going to do about this next week? Are you going to actually do some educating next week? And what about Rockbusters? Are you going to make the clues proper cryptic clues?
Well, that's the teaser, isn't it? That's what we'll leave them with.
Will it be any good next week? Tune in and find out on XFM 104.9.
Come back and find out. Oh, thank you. Come back and find out if we do things properly. That's hilarious. This was a great one. Thank you so much, Rusty. Oh, boy. I kind of feel bad that the funniest story or the funniest moment of this turned out to be a story that I still really hope it isn't true, but it turned out to be true about a dwarf getting swallowed by a hippo. Like, it makes me feel bad that was the funniest part. That's the part where everybody laughed the most. Oh, man. That was really fun. Dude, the Rockbusters got... I'm surprised that somebody out there got him right, because that was heavy on the word cryptic. That was stretching it a lot. Now, all I can think about is I need a shirt with a backup rainbow. I need one. I gotta get that done. That's amazing. I absolutely love it. I was looking at it the whole episode. In case anybody's a little confused on that, because it's just too good, it's Mike Wozniak had to do weather, and he wanted to make a rainbow, and he just made a backup rainbow with gaffer tape. Oh, it was so freaking funny. Mike Wozniak is a character. That guy's funny. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's over. Thank you so much again, Rusty Dog, for doing these. It's just... I know it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and you put so much work into it, and they're just absolutely glorious. Magnificently done. I absolutely love them. And there you go. And I love now that I get to know if things are real or not. That just makes it so much better. Anyway, beautiful humans, I am off. Thank you for everything. I really hope you enjoyed. I always do. These are always just such uplifting moments in my life. Anyway, I am off. See you soon.